lucky all the same. Sweet taste of vampires crumbling in the gloom. Napkin men with metal hearts around us, drawing nearer, bodies fill the room. Our talking heads parade their faces every day, showing us the way to think and feel, helping us to understand the rich man's point of view. They said it on the news and now it's real.
Happy Sunday, my friends, and welcome to another Chill Art Sunday. Also, before I forget, Happy Halloween! Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Lincoln, Torpedo, welcome once more. Thank you. Hopefully, this is going to be a good stream. Hope everyone is going to enjoy. I am starting a bit late today. I apologize, but that was somewhat unavoidable. There's two reasons why I am starting late. First one, and the main reason actually, I slept in. I do that quite often actually, to be honest. I did wake up in time for the stream, but I was still too sleepy. And if I started streaming at that time, I would be talking like, okay, so now we are going to be drawing this thing over here, and you know, that would not be interesting. The second reason was because I had a couple technical difficulties with the other computer, which is actually not really relevant, but I do use it to monitor the quality of the stream. Actually, I can even put it on the screen here right now. Boom, there it is. That's the other PC. I can actually do these also. But yeah, so I did end up starting a little later than I should. But better late than never. The picture changed a lot since I had to go last week. Yes, I have done quite a lot of progress, Lincoln. Thankfully, I have finished coloring both characters. Actually, all three characters. I should consider the creeper character also. I did start the magic on Silvertrot's horn. This is not finished yet. As for the background, which I think is what I should be focusing the most today, as I mentioned previously, I will be using a screenshot directly taken from Minecraft. However, I'm not actually gonna have the screenshot as the background. No, what I will be doing is something that I have done before for another picture. More specifically, this one. Let me show you. Maybe it's appearing over here? No, it's not. Let me show you, just so you have an idea of what exactly is going to happen here with that background. Here, this one. This was a commission, by the way. Looking at this thing, you would not say, hey, that was drawn using Minecraft, a Minecraft screenshot, but it was. I will be doing with this picture here basically the same thing that I have done for this one. What I did with this one was I needed to draw this stage, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about the perspective and angles, get the proportions of everything correct, you know. So what I did was I went into Minecraft. I built as a stage, a very blocky stage. I took a screenshot of that. I found a proper angle that I thought would match the character I had drawn. So I took a screenshot and then I drew a sketch over that stage, that Minecraft stage, that screenshot. And using that as the base, I then drew this stage. So that should be essentially what I will be doing with this picture over here. I took a screenshot of a cave. I found an angle that I think should work. And now I should be drawing over this screenshot. I'm just not entirely sure what exactly, how exactly I'm going to be doing that. I need to use a mouse or sure, send or something like this. I use a tablet, a drawing tablet, for drawing. I also use the mouse occasionally. I'm moving the cursor with the mouse right now, but I can do that. This now is with a pen, so I have more precise movements. Also, by the way, is the music too loud or too quiet in relation to my voice? Because I have been making a few sound settings adjustments recently, so I'm not entirely sure how those are sounding. So if it requires adjustment, do please let me know. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, a bit softer. Let's drop the volume a bit. Is it better now? I hope it's better. Bit 2 on the foreground for background music. Oh, yeah, oh yes, okay, that's better. But yeah, like I said, I have been making a few adjustments to the sound, so I'm not entirely sure if I got everything correct yet. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what how exactly I'm gonna draw this cave, what it should actually end up looking like. I do know that I do not want to actually draw blocks, because it would not fit it quite very well. The art style, there would be a little bit of clashing. Alright, let's make a new layer here. Actually, before I work on the background, there is something on these two characters over here that I want to do before I proceed any further. Let's go here on the eyes group for Thunder Skies. Let's make a new layer above everything. And let's pick a hard round brush. Could be a little larger than this. Let's see, size 50 perhaps. Yeah, size 50 should work. Let's have a solid white. Now where is the torch? Okay, so the torch is over there. That means that what I want to do shall happen here. Let's put a circle right here. What I'm going to do here right now is give their eyes a little bit of life. Let's plop that over there. And that. Okay, yeah, that was not something I was expecting was going to happen. That's fine. That is fine. One problem at a time. Let's now pick a smaller brush. A little smaller. Let's see, size 13. Yeah, sure. Let's put another one there and another there. Okay. Now let's remove all of this white that is going outside of his eye. How am I gonna do that without messing anything up? Let's see. Well, first let's name this layer. Let's call this light reflections. Go. You know what I can do here? Let's select the white area. Oops, the white area of the eyes like this and invert the selection. That way I can go on the light reflections layer and simply erase those like this. Oops, hold on. There we go. My phone just rang an alarm. Oh, but wait a second. That there is not quite what I was expecting was going to happen. No, that is wrong. Crap. My week was a bit hectic, to be honest. Actually, this entire month hasn't been quite the best. But overall, it's been okay. Thank you for asking. Hopefully November is going to be better. I'm gonna have to do this manually like this. And just, with no pun intended, eyeball his eyeball. Yeah, there, see? There's some blue popping there. Actually, you know what I can do instead? Just keep going. November is the best. Guess why? No, I don't think I can guess, Lincoln. I mean, my dad's birthday is coming on November, but I don't think that's what you are talking about. Okay, here's what I can do instead. I can do that little mistake there and then apply some correction right here, because that white, I mean that blue, is not supposed to show. Just like this. Lincoln celebrates his birthday in November. Huh! What a coincidence. And I almost was right then. Except I talked about my dad's birthday, which is also in November. Yeah, when is your birthday? The 26th? Wow. Another coincidence, then. My dad's birthday is on the 24th. And he was born in 26. So there's a fun fact there. My birthday is also the 26th. 26th, sorry. Albeit, obviously, a different month. Alright, now let's repeat the same thing with this other eye over here. Yes, June is best because my birthday is there. That is a fair argument, Rapido. That is a fair argument. Be very gentle over here so I don't have to make any corrections. And voila, that should be it. Okay, now that has given Thunder Sky's eyes a little bit more life. Though I don't think this is as good as it can be. A second best was a free roll on TMP, so repeat control. Well, if you ask me, I would say that May is best because that's my birthday. That's my birthday month. Alright, I'm gonna redo those two down there because they are not quite good. Let's do them again. Perhaps a smaller size brush. Or maybe 50 was too much. 26th. 26th, yep, that's my birthday. Which was also also interesting because May 26th is the exact day I joined Truckers MP as a staff member back in 2017. I was accepted for support on the 26th of May 2016. So that's a date that is impossible for me to forget. Not because it was in fact special, but because it just happened to be also the day of my birthday. So in a sense, I suppose that joining Truckers MP was kind of like a birthday present. Your second birthday? Do explain. Okay, I think this here is now going to look much better. And certainly more natural at least. You know what? I think I'm going to erase a little bit of the blue part there. That's not it. This is it. Okay, this here is the layer that I want right now. Yeah, there we go. That is very nice, Lincoln. Oh yes. That's what was wrong with his eyes. I used a too big of a brush. Now that size is much better. Now let's do basically the same thing for Silvertrot. I will be adding some effects to this later, but that is not a priority right now. For the moment, let's do the same thing for Silvertrot's eyes. The thing with his eye over here is that because of his expression, his eye is very small, so that effect is not going to be as, how can I say it? Noticeable, perhaps, would be the term. I don't know. Let's go ahead and name this layer. Light reflection. Wait, I made a typo there. Suddenly I forgot how to spell reflection. I just wrote it for the other character there. My god, what is wrong with me? I might still be half asleep. Now there. I just wrote reflex. Alright, let's go with just reflex then. Yeah, that there's fine. My heart stopped beating on May 26th, 3 years ago, and I survived. This happens to say that you're... Oh! Oh wow! That was definitely a second rebirth, or a second birth. Second birthday? I don't know. Point is, yeah, that is definitely something very important there, Torpedo. Glad things turned out okay, also. Yeah, and what a coincidence, on the day of my birthday also. What was I gonna do? Right, the light reflection. Okay, so because Silvertrot's eye over here is smaller to enforce his expression of surprise / shock and stuff, let's also make those circles smaller. And again, technically I could make, excuse me, I could make them bigger. I mean, we can see it. I just don't quite think it would look fine on his eyes here. Let's make some experimentation. Let's begin with a small one, like this, and let's pick it in between. Let's use number 6 over here. Need a name change. Everyone knows you're Torpedo now. I mean, I'm calling him Torpedo because you are calling him Torpedo, and also I don't remember if last time we met it was defined if I should call him Torpedo, if I should call him Dev. Remember, I did say I am bad with names. But Torpedo, I will call you whatever you like. Let's put this here. You know, guys, I think that there works. I'm not going to experiment with larger brushes for that effect. Well, that is actually only half of the effect, really. Let's save. Always remember to save your progress frequently, whatever you are doing. Earl tells me to change my name on Twitch to Fast Rider. On the link that tells me to change my computer. I mean, it is your name. You choose. Oh, I see. Well, that's where Torpedo comes from. Fitting. Also, good it was on the free roam server. Otherwise, there would have been repercussions. Alright, in that case, let me ask you then, Dev, or Torpedo. What should I call you? Should I call you Torpedo? Should I call you Dev? Should I call you, I don't know, Fast Rider? It is your name, it is your choice. In the meantime, let me figure out what is the next thing that I will be doing here. I think that I will work some more actually on the magic effect before I work on the background. So let's expand Silvertrot's group over here again. And I haven't drawn Magic Glow in so long that I'm not entirely sure I truly remember how to do it. What am I looking for? Yeah, this. Is this the max resolution of these pictures? Really? Oh well. Okay, I'm actually on the right track. Just needs to make a few changes to what I have done here. You come torpedoes. All right then, torpedo is torpedo it is then. Let's call this torpedo. I can imagine. Where is here? Horn magic. You know, let's grab a soft round brush for the eraser. A little larger. Let's do a little bit of a tweaking on these edges here. This definitely needs a little bit of improving. Whenever I hear speaking Portuguese, and your accent isn't really Portuguese to me. I'll take that as a compliment, so thank you. Could you speak Portuguese for like a sec? I can actually, but today is English Day. Well, it's actually Sunday, but you know what I mean. Actually, you can hear me speak only Portuguese on the Wednesday streams, Lincoln. Alright, I will speak a little bit of Portuguese, but just so you know, there is an option for that you can redeem for dragon tokens, which is my type of coin here on my Twitch channel. It's called the Babylon 5. That option makes me speak in another language for the next 5 minutes. So if the stream is in Portuguese, I would have to be speaking in English only for 5 minutes, and if the stream is in English, I would have to be speaking in Portuguese only for the next 5 minutes. Speak German, that's much better than I don't think that would be a good idea for me to try, Torpedo. Alright, let's see. What should I speak in Portuguese? Let me think of something. Alright, here's something that should be very, very simple. The usual end of stream reminders that I give at the end of every stream. I'm not gonna say the whole thing because that's a lot of things. But I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna mention a couple of those reminders. So in Portuguese, I would say that I stream every Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays, and the times of those streams, and what I stream on those days. Alright, so here we go. Portuguese mode, activate. Eu faço live streams todas as quartas-feiras, sextas e domingos. Jogo um jogo diferente todas as semanas, às quartas e sextas, e desenho ao vivo aos domingos. Os streams de quarta devem começar às 8 horas pelo horário de Brasília. Não, perdão. Às 9 horas da noite pelo horário de Brasília. Às sextas-feiras, às 8 horas pelo horário de Brasília, também da noite. E aos domingos, às 4 horas da tarde, também pelo horário de Brasília. Os streams de quarta-feira são sempre em português, enquanto que os streams de sexta-feira e domingo são sempre em inglês. And there you go. That's those were the days of the week when I stream, the times those streams happen, and what kind of stuff I do on those streams, and at what time and language those streams happen. Except that I said all of that in Portuguese. That sounds like speaking Spanish when you're drunk. That might be because, Torpedo, Portuguese and Spanish are both deeply rooted in Latin. Those two languages, however, in spite of their similarities, they are actually quite different. Germans don't always drink. I mean, aren't they the ones who drink a lot of beer? I am obviously referring to Oktoberfest, okay? Every time I think of German, I think of Oktoberfest, and my brain immediately goes to one of Medic's, and I'm talking about the Medic character in Team Fortress 2. One of his quotes when he says Oktoberfest. What a fun character that is. I actually really like playing Medic on Team Fortress 2. I haven't played in quite some time now though. It's a fun game. What do you think of when talking about Austria? Well, get to the chopper! It's impossible for me to think of Austria without thinking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know that might be cliche, but how can I not? How can I not? Also, let me turn on the light here because it's starting to get a little dark. And if there's something I learned from my dad is that you should always be doing whatever you're doing in a well-lit area, otherwise you are going to be forcing your eyes and eventually you might end up needing glasses. I don't want to be wearing glasses anytime soon. Schwarzenegger is very famous. Yeah, I don't know why it's so fun to mimic to mimic Arnold, but it is. And also this whole thing that people always make when mimicking him, that apparently is not a thing he actually ever makes, or have ever made any, that sound. Still, it's fun. Years, excuse me. Yeah, I don't want to be wearing glasses myself anytime soon. So I like to have my work area very well lit. Oh, you're almost 20. You're very young still. I was 20 once. I also was 19 once. Suddenly I feel old. Alright, so this is now looking much better. It is obviously still quite unfinished. You know what? I am going to put the magic inside its own group. Magic glow. Let's put this layer there. This way I can create more layers for this effect over here, and while keeping them very organized, without mixing up with everything else. How old I am? I am 32, believe it or not. I am already 32, Jesus Christ. Man, I remember the 90s like it was just a couple of years ago. But it's already been over 20 years. My goodness. Good times though. Good times. I do dare say, most of the youth of today would not have survived the 90s. Those were some wild, wild times, my friends. In a good sense, obviously. You're old. Well, I'm certainly not as young as I used to be. I am definitely as young as I can be right now. And I'm the oldest as I have ever been. So let's put it that way, I suppose. Let's pick the eraser now. Actually, I already had the eraser. I am going to select now a larger brush. Okay, that's too large. Yeah, this here should be fine. And let's erase the interior over here. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. 2001, 2003. Man, I remember those years. I miss those years. I miss living those times. Simpler times. It was fun. My brain just crashed momentarily. What was I gonna do next here? 2010 seems like yesterday. I know, right? That went by so quickly. That and 2020. But we all know the reason why that one went by so quickly. Or at least why it felt like it basically didn't even exist. 2010 was 4 years ago. Wow. It was almost 4 years ago. Wow. Time does goes by very quickly, doesn't it? Especially when you are not paying attention. Yeah, I really don't remember how to make these magic effects. Let me open another file here. I'm going to basically reverse engineer my own effect for the magic. Whoops, wrong folder. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with Too Spooky for You. Let's open the final thing. Leaked your real name, Mike. Well, I mean, I never kept it a secret that my real name is Michael. Okay, what I want from here is this here. I drew this before I gave Silvertrot his iconic, I say iconic, but that might be an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. His neck bandana. So that is why he doesn't have it on this one. This is a lot of groups. My. Oh, I did remove the interior of the glow with a soft brush eraser. I did. I also applied a sort of extra glow around Yeah, around the horn. So that there. And what else? This is something else. And there's those sparkles. We'll cut this back. Bobby is, but Little Tiger, unfortunately, he was never seen again. It's already been over a week now since he disappeared, and we have no idea whatever happened to him. I want to believe, I want to hope at least, that someone just stole him because they thought he was cute, thought he was like a stray cat, and took them home. And I hope he's been treated well, but truth of the matter is, considering how mean a lot of people are, especially towards cats, well, you know, there's the possibility that, let's just say that there's the possibility that the opposite of what I actually want to hope for in fact happened. But yeah, unfortunately, we have no idea where he is, and Bobby is actually really sad. He has been extremely needy in terms of attention lately. He always meows very loudly, walking around the house randomly as if looking for something, or more specifically someone. And yeah, my dad actually was pondering about adopting another cat to keep him company, and that is an idea that I absolutely support because Bobby is all alone now. Thank you, Lincoln. Yeah, we missed that. We missed that little guy. Well, these things unfortunately occasionally do happen. Can't really be helped. Oh well, where was I? Okay, so the horn the horn magic does require 3 layers. One that I have already drawn, and I was indeed right in removing some of the inside of that glow thing. It has to be soft, like this. I then will have to draw another layer for an extra glow. Did I use effects on this one? No, I did not. Only a 50% opacity. Is this like a solid thing? Oh my god, can I select just the number 5, please? Thank you. Yeah, that is solid. But here, I'm using this option over here. Lighten. Okay. That's how I did it. The magic glow is only a 50% opacity with a solid color. No, whatever this is called. Yeah, the sparkles are just sparkles. I still have this brush, so that should be easy. All right. Let's then pick a proper brush. Let's use an airbrush. 65 is going to be too big. 17 is going to be too small. Let's go with brush number 30. 30 should be fine. Yeah, here we go. Let's erase the interior here, making waves matching the ones on the exterior as much as possible. I mean, as well as possible. Okay, that could have been better. Let's try again. I might have to reposition this glow though. That's not going to be an issue, hopefully. Here, almost. There and there. Yeah, that's not too bad. However, the exterior actually is supposed to be a little softer. So here's what I'm going to do instead. Let's use the blur tool, also with a soft brush. And let's blur all of this. I might have done this with that other one that I am checking for reference actually. Yes, this is definitely something that I did. Oh yes, look at that, much better. I am going to reposition it a little bit. Let's put this like here. Yeah, that should be good. Now the next layer shall be the glow that I will be drawing using the lighten option on this thing here. I don't actually know what this function here is called. If you guys know, do let me know. I think the layer should be over. No, actually it should be below the magic glow, which is this one here. You know what, let's just copy this layer style here. Yeah. I am going to need Silvertrot's color set again, because I need this color. Alright, let's now create a new layer. Let's call it Extra Glow 50%. And in case anyone might be wondering why sometimes I missed an AT over here. Why sometimes I put the number 50% on the name of some layers. That's basically a reminder to myself, a reminder of what is the level of opacity that layer is supposed to have, just in case I need to change it back to 100% or some other opacity level, and then I forget what is the proper opacity. So I have it on the name of the layer as a reminder. That way I do not forget, because believe me, I do forget. Let's see. I think I'm going to use a soft brush, an airbrush rather, with this. Let's hide that. First, actually no, let's not hide that. Let's just do this. And this is supposed to go all around, covering the first glow effect. Okay, that seems to be fine. Let's now paste the layer style. That's not quite. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on a second. This is set to 100%. That's why it looked weird. Yeah, that's much better. Still, something seems off. Let's bring everything back. Magic Glow, Extra Glow, 50% opacity. Yes, that is correct. I think I have done something wrong somewhere. Because something's definitely not quite right. Perhaps this here is too large. Let's make this a little smaller. You know, let's distort this a little bit. Let's see, let's put this here. Yeah, that seems slightly better. The glow that I drew over here, I'm not happy with that. Perhaps I should draw that with the effect on the layer already applied. So let's delete that. That is the wrong layer. Let's delete that and draw it again. I think that perhaps what I got wrong was the size of the thing. No, it is supposed to be larger. Then the problem must be the size of the brush that I am using. Oh, absolutely. It absolutely was the size of the brush. See, that looks much better. Just gotta get the shape right. Yeah, there we go. That should be fine. Now the sparkles I think are gonna go, yes, above everything. Also they too have an effect. Let's just copy that layer style. That should save me some time. Let's call this sparkles. And still using the same color on the primary selection over there. Let's now find a sparkly brush set. And I know well, I don't remember what exactly was the brush, so let's just find something that should fit. I think I'm gonna need about 3 brushes for that. Let's see, number 50. Number 50 might be too big. No, actually it will do just fine. But yeah, I do need a few different brushes from this set at different sizes also. So yeah, let's apply some of these. Let's pick another one now. Change its size to also 50. Let's put it there, there, there. This one. There. Not there. Alright, let's not use this one again. Let's have this one instead. There, let's have a few of these. Not bad. This can be better. Can be better. Let's change the size now to 30. So we have some variety on the size. Yep. Let's pick another brush now. Let's go with this one, also size 30 now. Maybe 1 or 2 more sparkles and we should be done. Whoa, that's a lot of whatevers. Now this is a lot of sparkles. Yeah, let's try this one. Actually, instead of size 30, let's drop it to 15. Put it here, put it there. And that's it. Actually, now that's it. Now let's paste the layer style, and there we go, we have sparkles. This can look a little better though. Doesn't it look like there is something different about these here? I think for the sparkles I actually used a different color. Yeah, that might be what happened here. glow, 50%. Outer glow. Wait, something's definitely off. Let's copy this layer style back to this one here. Ah, there it is. That's what was missing. That's what was missing. Very well. Still, the sparkles, I am almost certain that I did use a different color for them. A slightly lighter version of this shade of green. Let's make this a little lighter then. Just a little. Let's see, 40. Maybe some more saturation. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I might have overdone a little bit on the sparkles. Either the amount or their size. That's fine. If anything, I can make corrections later. Okay, so for the magic effect on Silverthroat's horn, this is done. There should be nothing else I gotta do here. I do have to apply the exact same things to the pickaxe, however. Shall we do that next? Yeah, let's do that next. I'm gonna keep all of these groups here expanded because I will need to go back to those. Also, let's close this because I don't think I'm gonna need this anymore. Here, pickaxes. Silver's pickaxe. That's the line art. These are the colors. Let's make a new group here. And let's call this one Silver's Pick Magic Glow. And inside this group, I'm going to create 3 new layers. And let's call them the exact same thing I called these here. Although actually, do I need all of the 3 layers? Yeah, I do. Let's call this one Extra Glow 50%, Magic Glow 50%, and Sparkles. Let's begin with the Magic Glow. Let's first hide Silverthroat so we can have a full view of the pickaxe. And let's switch to a round hard brush. No problem, Lincoln. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have enjoyed the little you saw here. And I'm sorry I had to start a little late today. But yeah, hopefully next time you see this, it is gonna have progressed quite a lot more. No problem. Sleep well and have an awesome week. And as usual, dream of dragons. I said this phrase once a couple of weeks ago, and now I can't stop saying it every time. I know it's silly, but it's my thing now, I guess. Yeah, I can miss the time. So did I, actually. Okay, so on this new layer that I made, let's draw wavy lines. That wasn't good enough. Daylight saving times is happening already. Was it the TNP event? Yeah, I completely forgot about the Halloween event. Though to be fair, I actually did not really care much for this year's Halloween event. Probably because it was on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Okay, now here comes the pain of drawing these wavy lines correctly. Oh my god. There. Yeah, sure, let's go with this. Now select. And let's color the inside. That's not the inside. This is the inside. There we go. Oops. Good night, Lincoln. Thank you for coming. Have a very good night. Sleep well. And an awesome week. See you in the next one. Now, with a soft round brush, on the eraser, that's too large of a brush. Let's make these curves a bit more soft. Just like this. I gotta be very careful with this, otherwise I'm gonna have to start over. There. The issue with being very careful is that I also have to be very slow. The advantage, however, is that chances for mistakes are reduced, and that is a plus. Now, obviously, I actually can do this much more quicker than this, but as I have mentioned, if I go faster, chances for mistakes are much higher. And if I make a mistake, which in itself should not actually be much of an issue, but if I do, then I'm gonna have to spend time redoing certain parts, or in some cases redoing the whole thing. And that alone is gonna cost more time than proceeding with caution and slowness. So I might as well go slow and get things right on the first try. These curves must be curvy. There must be no corners. Amber, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Right now I am drawing magic effect around a pickaxe, a stone pickaxe to be exact. And this is a picture that I have been working on for a while. Actually, I started this a few years ago. Two ponies who are brothers are mining in Minecraft on early game, and Well, they have a creeper situation going on here. Now you don't see the other one because I hid the group where he is, but there he is. But yeah, this background, by the way, is just a screenshot. I will be drawing over this. I took the screenshot to use as a reference, but I will work on that later. I am very well myself, thank you. I'm just eager to get this done ASAP. One thing that I am worried about in regards to that background is how exactly am I gonna go about doing the shading? And normally that would not be an issue because I always use soft shading, but for this picture in particular, I decided that since I want to use this as a your character here commission, I decided that I should use a hard shading instead, simply because it is easy to replicate several different times with different characters, assuming anyone ever buys one of these commissions anyway. But I digress. So, but the point is, going with hard shading, that should be easy to do over and over for characters, but I'm not entirely sure how to apply hard shading to the background. That's the thing. I mean, it's not like I will have to redraw the shading on the background every single time I have to redraw the picture, or more specifically the characters on the picture. But I mean, the background would basically be just a setting where the characters would be like the actors. So just swap the characters and the background stays the same at all times. But the thing is, although hard shading is easy to do, it is technically easy to do. It is not something that I actually have that much experience with. I have barely ever used it. And for backgrounds, I don't think I have ever used it. So I'm not really sure how to do hard shading on backgrounds, especially a cave. I have drawn caves before, and shading those things is not really difficult. It can be a bit tricky, but it's not difficult. But that's the thing, I have always used soft shading, and with soft shading you can get away with a lot of things. Yes, shading is always fun. That is actually one of my most favorite things to do. Just gotta take my headphones off for a second because I gotta fix something on my hair. Actually, I need a haircut. I seriously need a haircut. My hair is so big right now that when I go out, I actually have to wear a cap. Otherwise, the wind is just gonna blow my hair everywhere. And believe me, drive with the hair blowing into your eyes is not something you want. It's horrible. But anyway, shading is one of my most favorites, if not the favorite part of doing art. It might be my top one favorite thing. Number 2 should be coloring, probably. And number 3 and the least favorite is actually number 4 and least favorite thing is drawing the line arts with vectors on CorelDRAW. Number 3, I could also consider that number 2. I don't know, number 3 and number 2 might be interchangeable, but it would be sketching, which is the actual act of actually drawing. But yeah, shading is very, very fun. Alright, so this part is done. Let's change the brush on the eraser now to this one, airbrush. And let's remove some of the inside of this glow effect. I think I'm gonna need a smaller brush for this, or maybe not. I just gotta be gentle with the pen pressure. That is one of the advantages of using an airbrush like this. Let's remove a little bit more there. And put together. Yeah, that does sound like fun. Speaking of stream overlays, I was going to change the overlay for today's stream. I was gonna make a Halloween themed one. Pretty much like I have done for last July 4th. You know, the United States Independence Day. But I forgot. When I remembered to do that, it was already too late. I didn't. But yeah, I was gonna make a Halloween themed overlay for today's stream. But unfortunately I forgot. Okay, so that there is done. Let's now apply the same effect that I applied to the one on Silvertrot's horn. Base layer style. Nice. Now the next effect should be the extra glow at 50% opacity. Let's go ahead and copy that layer style and draw the effect. You know what? Let's apply the thing to the layer already. Let's use a larger brush. Size 200. No, 200 is too big. Let's use... Actually, let's use number 100 with an airbrush. There we go. That's much better. Nice. Very nice. Okay, now let's draw the sparkles. Let's try and not overdo them. Let's go back to that brush set. Size. Let's begin with size 50. Now for these, I am actually going to be using the mouse. Let's pick that one. Also size 50. Okay. Now this one. I always begin with size 50 and then when I think I have enough of those, I add more with a smaller brush size. This one. Not there. Let's put this one here. Actually, let's not put it anywhere. Not with brush number 50. Let's use number 30 now. Let's repeat a few brushes, but with a smaller brush size. Oops. Okay. I think this should be enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's apply the same effects. Let's copy the layer style there, paste it, and light this up. I think I used number 40 on the other one. Yeah. There we go. that pickaxe is very enveloped in magic. Now let's bring Silvertrot back into view, and let's see what everything looks like. And save. I haven't saved in a while. Yeah, that doesn't look so bad. I think that I am feeling it doesn't look as good as it could because the background is not ready yet and there's no shading. Usually I do this kind of effect after I do the shading. So that might be that. But again, like I said earlier, if anything, I can just go back to this and redo things, fix, make changes, you know, the works. Now, what shall be the next thing to be done here? I could do a little bit of work on the flame for the torch. Right now we don't have an actual flame here. I just put a circle essentially. Yeah, there, see? Let's hide a little bit more of this background first. Let's change this opacity back to 100%. It actually looks better with more shadows in the cave, as the cave is supposed to have when I actually draw the cave. But what I actually need now is to work on the torch. Let's find where is the layer that belongs to the torch. Oh, I know. The torch is in the foreground. It's up here. Yeah, there, see? This layer 5 over here. This is just a placeholder for the fire. I have two choices for the fire. I can make a flame in the same fashion that I have done here. For example, I really like this flame here. I can make a flame like this, but not without blue though. I mean, without blue, because it's just a torch flame, not a dragon's flame. So it's not supposed to be that strong of a fire. But point is, I can make a fire like this, or I can draw a flame using line arts and a solid base color. The reason why I am mentioning this is because of the style of shading that I am using for this picture. Because I have decided to use soft shading, I am a bit concerned whether or not the style of the fire is going to match hard shading, the style of the shading. Because if I draw a flame like this, I'm not sure if it is actually gonna match or clash with the hard shading, because this is a type of fire that's, or rather the style in which I drew this flame is a type of flame, the type of style that would go along better with soft shading. Although in this picture in particular I actually mixed soft with hard shading for more contrast. But yeah. Oh, I have an idea. Also, another thing. Draw fire like this is a lot of work. I believe for this picture in particular, I spent 1.5 streams working just on the flame. And mind you, that was like 4 to 5 hours long streams. Those were 4 to 5 hours long streams. It was a lot of work. A lot of work. Let's do a little test here. I have this. which is basically the logo that I drew for myself. And it has the exact type of flame that I mentioned. Line art with a solid base color. I'm going to experiment with this. Interesting. Should the line art on this actually be darker than the flame itself? Or should it be the other way around? Doesn't matter. Does not matter. If I think, for testing purposes, it certainly doesn't matter. If I think this here is going to work for the torch, then I will worry about the line art. Let's copy this and hide this. Excuse me. This and let's put, that's a big flame. Let's make the background visible so we have reference. Let's make it smaller. You know, that might actually work. That might actually work. Let's just make a few changes here. Cookie! Thank you so much for the raid, everyone. And Cookie, welcome to the stream and happy Sunday. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you are going to enjoy what you see here today. Queen Gun, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Happy Halloween, everyone. I talked about this a few minutes ago, but I was gonna make some changes to my overlay for today. I was gonna make it Halloween themed, but I forgot. When I remembered, it was already late. I said Klingon, but my apologies. Your name is actually King Leon. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. In my defense, I have been watching a lot of Star Trek: A New Generation lately, so that's probably why. It's a good show, pretty good show. What was I doing here? Right, yeah. So that flame, it actually does work if I use this style here, which is great because, like I mentioned, I closed it already. But as I mentioned, if I were to draw with this style here, I would spend the rest of this stream and likely the next one, at least half of the next one, doing it. That's a very good flame, but it does take a lot of work to do. 10-hour stream. Wow, 10-hour stream. Alright, Cookie, sleep well, and thank you for the raiders. Yeah, which one looks amazing? You talking about this one here? Breathing out? Thank you. Yeah, I really like how this one turned out. I think the mix, not the mix, the blend of soft shading with hard shading for the bigger contrast certainly worked out very well for this one. It did take me a lot of work to do this, but I really like how this one turned out. Thank you so much, Cookie. Guys, if you'd like to see these pictures for yourself, by the way, they are available on my DeviantArt gallery. The name is right down here on the overlay, Mike-Dragon. So that would be deviantart.com/Mike-Dragon. But yeah, for this picture, because I chose to use hard shading, which I have yet to do, I believe that using a simple flame like this will work. And it's gonna save me a lot of time if I simply recycle this one from my logo, because then I'm not gonna have to draw it again. I'm just not quite convinced about the line art. because I mean, it's a flame. It should not really have a line art, at least not one that is actually darker than the flame itself. And yeah. Thank you, Cookie. Sleep well and have an awesome week. And dream of dragons. Dragons are awesome. Where is here? Test. Let's check this file. Nope, but that's not it. That's just a test, actually. Oh, did I color this flame on Corel Draw? Flames line arts. Ah, perfect. This is just what I'm gonna need. Let's bring this to Photoshop. Let's color this flame and use it for the torch, replacing this one that I put here as a placeholder / test. Thank you, Cookie. Also, fun fact, by the way, that dragon, this dragon, which is also the same one from this picture here, and this picture here, and where? This picture here. This dragon, I actually did not create this character. I saw him in a dream. I dreamt this character. After the dream, I decided to draw him, and therefore, and thus Michael Braveheart was born. Yeah, I was not really intending to make him so cute on this one. That was a happy accident. But I really like it. Really like how he turned out at this one. He does look really cute here. Silvertrot also, in terms of cuteness on this picture at least, these two are rivals. Oh my god, blapping. Actually, I drew a version of this when I was sketching, where I had his tongue sticking out, doing a blap. I almost had a heart attack. Why do people dream such things? My dreams are always trash. I don't know, dreams are random. Dreams are random. Let's copy this here to a new document. And let's color this flame. Let's begin by removing the guideline that is going around here. Now this bit here was not planned for today's stream, but since I have decided to use this flame for that torch, let's do a little bit of extra coloring here. Let's call this layer Flame Colors. Good night, Cookie. Sleep well, have a good one. Now I have two choices, actually three choices. I can sample colors from this flame over here. Option number 2, I can make the colors myself on the fly. Or option number 3, I can sample it from another picture, like for example the breathing out one that you guys just saw. Actually, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna sample from that one. Let's see, breathing out. Let's not open the final .psd because the colors base is no longer in that one. Let's see, maybe alpha 8. Yeah, let's go with alpha 8. Yeah, let's see. Do the fire. Is the fire with its color set here? Yes, it is. Perfect. Let's copy this little thing over here and bring it over to here. Brilliant. Now I can close this document because this is no longer required. Let's Make a new layer here. Make it black. Give it a 50% opacity. Make a new one and make it white. Why? Because then now I have contrast. And this one here is not needed. Now let's select the flame. So go to select, modify, expand by 1, invert the selection, go to the flame colors layer, make a mask, and color it. Let's color it using a hard round brush. Yeah, a very yellow fire. Let's sample this same shade of yellow, make it brighter, and let's have it on the inside of the flame here. But for this, I'm gonna need a smaller brush. After all, this new color is sharing the same layer as the darker yellow I have just drawn. So to be fair, I can actually... yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to select just this area here. Let's use the same technique. Modify, expand by 1, invert the selection, make a new layer, make a mask on that one. I think the selection is wrong. No, it is not. It is correct. This is exactly what I wanted. This yellow is too pale. Let's see if we can give this yellow a little more life. Actually, let's try saturation instead. That was a very marginal improvement. I think recoloring is actually the way to go. Yeah, that is barely better. More saturation, more lightness. Ah, there we go. That's better. Nice. Now let's go back to this over here and do some corrections. Let's pick brush number 4 and let's remove the leaking colors in the corners. See right here on this very corner of the line art, there's yellow on the outside that is not supposed to be there. So let's remove it, just like so. And let's check for more of those. There's some over here. And actually I think that's those two are the only ones. Yeah, those two are the only ones. Let's save this. Let's name this file Flame Coloring. Okay, now the line art. Am I gonna want a line art here or not? Let's do some experimenting. First, let's save this shade of yellow to the color set. That way I can sample it again if I need. Now let's sample this shade of yellow. Now let's apply it to the line art. Let's see what it's going to look like if the line art has the same color as the flame itself. It is a flame after all. Now let's give the one on the inside the same color. Oops. same color of the inside. I like it. I'll keep it. Let's hide everything. Save. And let's export this as a PNG file so I can import it to this picture. Let's call it flame. Close this and bring this one to Photoshop. Copy. Delete that layer, delete this layer, and paste. Now it's all a matter of resizing. Resizing, adjusting, placing this on the correct spot. Let's give this a little bit of opacity so I can see if I am aligning this with the torch properly. Let's hide the background for the moment. Again, that is just a placeholder background, or more specifically, a reference. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's give this its 100% opacity again. Name this layer, go flame, and let's give this a little bit of effect. Let's use outer glow. Let's use this shade of yellow. Increase the size. Yeah, number 30 should work. Let's not bother with the spreading. What if I add some inner glow as well? Not bad. Not so bad. Increase the size quite a bunch. What if I use actually the same color? Ooh. I mean, it's not great, not terrible. Let's go with this one here. Okay, so that is fine as it is. But what if I toy around with this function over here that I still don't know the name of? Believe it or not, years using Photoshop, I still don't know what this thing is called. Blending mode. Thank you, Photoshop. Why haven't I ever seen that tooltip before? Alright, I'm going to cycle through every single one of these options here to see what this flame looks like. Because I want to see if any of these are going to make that flame appear to be more natural. It's not going to help much, however, if I have the background visible there. Start over. Zoom into that torch. Lighten is not bad. It's a good contender. Screen is a better choice. Color dodge. Not quite. It is very bright though. Lighter color makes the colors a little bit more vivid. Overlay, not bad, but we can see too much through the flame. I don't believe that's quite how fire works. Vivid light, in light, hard mix, difference, exclusion, subtract. Divide, nah. Hue, nah. Color, nah. Luminosity, also nah. Alright, luminosity is the last one. What have I used for Silver Trout's magic? I used the option lighten. What if I apply lighten? The flame. Oh yeah, screen actually. Let's try with screen. Not bad. I am going to keep the flame like that for now. But oh, you know what I can do? What if I do something like I have done for the extra glow layer over here? 50% opacity, lighten. Let's do that. Let's pick a soft round brush from the airbrush selection over here. Number 200 should work. Oh, look at this. Okay, this requires a larger brush. Yes. Nice. A lot of light. Now, this effect actually would work better with soft shading. But if I do the blending correctly, it should work just fine. Let's pick a smaller brush. Oh, no, that doesn't look good. Never mind. Give this a 50% opacity. And outer glow. Increase the size. Now let's just go all the way up. And set this to lighten. Alright. It does not look very good in here. But to be fair, that's because the flame is actually... We can actually see through the flame. So we can see the screenshots I'm going to be using as the base / reference for the background. For the moment, let's just name this layer Flame Extra Glow 50% and save. Does not look bad. I do dare say, does not look bad. Alright, so that should be everything that I gotta do for the actual elements of the picture itself. Now I do believe it is finally time I begin working on the background. So let's make a new layer above everything. Actually, I forgot to draw some burns on the torch here. Like this area of the torch over here, this needs to appear to be burned. Whatever. Let's do that later. I want to at least get started on this background today. Let's give this layer 50% opacity so we can see a little better. I could just remove this completely and everything is now lit up, but nah. And let's hide everything. Let's hide the torch. Let's hide all 3 characters. And that levitating pickaxe. Now we have just the background. As I have mentioned previously, let me save this as Alpha 2. Actually, let's not. Let's keep working on Alpha 1. As I have mentioned previously, the way I am going to be drawing this background is not by simply using the Minecraft screenshot as the background, and certainly not by drawing cube by cube by cube like this, so I would be essentially tracing the background. No. What I intend on doing here is the exact same thing that I have done for another picture that I actually showed you guys earlier on the stream, and simply use this screenshot as the reference for the actual background. And well, that should make more sense. when I actually do it. So let's pick a hard round brush, number 3 perhaps. I think I should use a lighter color. Yeah, let's go with white, so it should be easier to see the lines. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw lines that should follow the shape of the cave in the screenshot, but I'm gonna use lines instead of cubes, if that makes any sense to you. What I'm not entirely sure what I'm not entirely sure is whether should I do everything on Photoshop or if I should actually sketch the background to then draw vector lines on CorelDRAW for the final line art of the background, to then bring that back to Photoshop. I would try to do everything on Photoshop. And this is something that I have not done in at least 10 years, I think. Okay, let's see. How do I begin? Also, I gotta bear in mind the perspective of the cave. And let's try and see what happens. So let's draw a line doing kind of like this. Another one. That. This can be better. Yeah, sure, let's go with that one like that. If anything, I can redraw it. Now over here. And here. And here. Okay. Now let's draw some lines down here to define a little bit of the curvature of the walls of the cave. Yeah. So far, not so bad. Let's do this. There. Let's see. Maybe some like this. I guess. Another one like that. A few more lines, perhaps, to give the cave a little more shape. The ceiling is gonna need some. Okay, so this cave is supposed to have some depth over there. If I draw everything on the same layer, I am likely going to have problems with the shape. Well, then again, to be fair, I was gonna say that I would have problems with the shading, but I did say that I don't really intend on using soft shading for this one. So should that issue actually be relevant? I am unsure. Let's draw a few lines on the floor of the cave. Do I effectively know what I am doing? Not really. I'm just doing it and hoping it's actually gonna look any good. For now, I'm not gonna draw anything, any lines over these diamonds here because there's gotta be diamonds on the floor. I will be redrawing the diamonds, however. I'm not just gonna leave Minecraft textures here. Who the frick is releasing fireworks outside at this time of the day? It's not even 6. Alright, if I am going to use hard shading for everything, I might as well do everything here on the same layer. So, let's draw. Going from there. Actually, no. Let's do this here. Yeah. Finding the limits, question mark, of the walls. Yeah. And let's see this, sure, why not? Now obviously the line arts are not all going to be white. It's just so I can have a clear view of what I am doing. Now this. That's actually not so bad. So far, anyway. It's a little curve. Some more lines. It's better to find the walls. Some like this. Yeah, that's not so bad. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water to celebrate. Okay, now there are some blocks on the foreground right here, but I'm not gonna bother with those. Let's just leave them be. Oops. Uh-oh. There we go. I accidentally detached the canvas. Let's close this. Alright. That's not bad. Let's save. And let's make the characters visible so I have an idea of what this looks like so far. Let's make everything visible except for the screenshots. Oh, yes. Yes, this is basically pretty much what I had in mind. So far, it's coming out very nicely. Let's make the screenshots visible again and hide the characters. I'm not sure if I should try and draw the diamonds on the ground right now or if I should leave it for later. Probably later, because a lot can change on this background. I have barely started after all. Let's name this layer base line art. name this actually to cave baseline art. And let's make a new layer down here. I'm going to sample a color from the cobblestone on the screenshot. Not cobblestone, the stone. Let's sample this shade of gray. And on this new layer that I have made, let's color everything with this. Boom. Now, okay, now it is the time that I save this with a different file name for backup sake. Now let's turn those white lines into black lines, just like so. Yeah, this is starting to take shape. What if I make this darker? Let's have this here be 50. Oh, if I change the saturation, it turns orange. Doesn't look bad though. Doesn't look bad. But I'm not going to change that. Let's leave it like this. Color. I mean cave color. Cave color. I don't know about the shading yet. For the moment, let's not worry about that. Let's give this color, I don't know, 50% opacity, so we can still see. Actually, not 50%. Let's give this 80% opacity, so we can still see the screenshot and still use that as a reference. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to take a quick break to use the bathroom, and when I get back, let's see what else shall be the next thing that I will be doing for this background. Yeah, I'll be right back. 1 minute and I will be back.
Just a day, I miss the way you'd smile when I was scared. All I wanna say is that I hope one day to be the shining star that you both were to me. All I wanna say is that I hope one day to be the shining star that you both were to me. There's a long and winding road ahead. A few black clouds lay overhead, and the shining sun is nowhere to be seen. But with every step and fall you take, all your thoughts and leaps of faith, there's a silver lining somewhere in between. Close your eyes
I'm back. Righty then. Let's see, what next? I am going to recolor the line art. Let's set this back to 100% and sample that color, because now I want the black lines to actually be gray. So let's use this color and make it darker for the line art. This should hopefully make the cave seem a little more natural. Should have hidden the characters before doing this, because I might have missed something in the cave. Let's hide them. No, I don't seem to have missed anything, but just in case, let's use a much larger brush and run it over everything again. There we go. There we go. I am trying to think what is the next thing that I should do for the cave. Let's make a color set so I can easily sample these two shades of gray back should I need to. Color set. No? Yep, it's there. Now let's hide it for now. I could give this a texture of sorts, but it would not match the shading style that I'm going to be using for everything. You definitely won't. Let's not. I obviously, however, cannot leave it with such a flat color like this. That does not look good. Normally I would fix, well, quote unquote fix that with a texture of sorts, although that even with soft shading that will be optional. But that aside, it would be that and or simply just shading with soft shading. But like I said, I do not intend on using soft shading for this picture. For this picture, I want everything to be hard shaded. I think I'm gonna draw the diamonds. Let's hide this for now. Make a new layer above it. And let's call it diamonds. For the diamonds, I'm going to sample the same colors from Minecraft's texture. There's actually 4 colors here. Oh, whatever, I'm just going to use 2. Let's use this dark blue and this lighter blue. Question: how the frick do you draw diamonds? Let's hide the characters for now. How should I draw this? Should I don't know, just draw over these? Sure, why not? Now the problem here is that I can't see squat what I am doing. Let's give this layer then an opacity of 50%. That way you can have some contrast. So I need a larger brush. Yeah, let's just draw shapes. This, I don't know if what I am doing here is going to look any good. Also, I don't know if it would help if I looked up images of real diamond mining. I don't know if that would help. And by that I mean looking at pictures of, I don't even know if those exist, but pictures of diamonds in the earth when they are found. I'm pretty sure they don't appear just like shiny, transparent, translucent rocks in the earth, though. I am actually curious now, what do they look like when they are found underground? I know one thing for sure. I can't just go on the internet. I can't just go on Google and search for diamond mining, because I am 100% sure there are two very distinct types of pictures that will appear. One will be Minecraft screenshots, fan art, that sort of stuff, and another is certainly going to be, well, basically slave work of people mining. Well, maybe not that, but I am a bit concerned at what will appear in regards to real life pictures of diamond mining. And I'm saying this because there are so many bad stories about this sort of work. It's not pretty. I am really curious though. Let's see. What do diamonds look like when found? That's diamond? Oh, that's pretty. Already, are these? Is this what diamond looks like in its raw form? That is a pretty rock. Okay, this kind of gives me an idea, but that's not what I actually looking for. When found underground. Largest ever Russian colored diamond found at Yakutia. So this is a diamond mining operation. I can't make out any of this, unless that is a diamond. That's a big one. Alright, so basically, if I am understanding this correctly, in real life, in nature, when you find a diamond in a cave, there's a Minecraft one. I was expecting that. When you find one in real life, it kind of looks like a bunch of pebble. Not that one anyway. This. Alright, very nice. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna do Minecraft style. First pictures look like a stones. I know, right? I personally I don't think I would be able to tell the difference between just a simple rock and a diamond gem if I found one in the wild. They do look nice though. Alright, let's just keep doing it this way. Minecraft style. Perhaps I should give this a little bit more transparency for contrast. Oh! Now I really can't see. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do here, it does not help very much. I don't even know if what I'm doing here. Oh no! I am drawing all of this on the screenshot layer. No, that's why it is so dark and changing with the. Oh my god. Oh no. I'm so stupid. Oh no. I'm gonna have to undo all of this. Do I even have enough undos here? I don't. Oh boy. It's fine. No big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but crap like this is one of the reasons why I save multiple files with different with slightly different names. If I do something that I cannot fix, I can simply go back to a past version of that file and resume works from that point. So let's close Alpha 1 without saving, and let's open it again. Let's hide everything. Let's make a new layer here. And on this layer, I will draw the diamonds. Let's give this one 50% opacity. Layer 5, Mike. Layer 5. That's the one you have to work on. Oh, and those things were turning out so nice, too. I think. There. This is what these things were supposed to be looking like. Not as dark as they were. It's no wonder I was having troubles figuring out the contrast. It was all being drawn on the wrong layer. Oh boy. Oh well, could be worse. Imagine if I did not have a backup. So the plan here is to first draw the general shape of the diamonds on the ground using this shade of blue, and then draw the lighter one above it. So this lighter area here, I'm gonna draw over the darker blue here. However, I shall do that bearing in mind the light source. So this shine, that's essentially a shine, light reflection, I have to draw it on the sides here because the torch, the light source, is over here. So the light is shining this way from here to there, so they have to be on this side of every single one of these diamonds. Here's a smaller one. How many of these am I gonna have to do? A lot, that's the answer. Should be another one here. There's a big one right here. This one I'm gonna have to do a little bit of changing here. There we go. I'm sorry I'm not talking as much now. It's just that there isn't much to talk about right now. Besides, I am trying to concentrate, to focus on this. How many of these have I done so far, and how many are left? Okay, there's not that many left. That's good. I still have to go over every single one of these though, with that different shade of blue. Something that I just thought I could do with these diamonds, I could try and make them slightly transparent so they look a bit like crystals, but I'm not sure if I actually should do that. I can try and see what it looks like. I haven't drawn a crystal in so long. Crystals are actually quite fun to draw, to be honest. Notice that I am trying to keep the general shape of the pixels on the texture screenshot, but without actually replicating them, or more specifically, without tracing them. It's a little more round. That should not be much of a problem if I leave some sharp corners here and there. These are, after all, technically crystals. I mean, can we even say a diamond is a type of crystal? They sure do like them. Oh, maybe not in their raw form anyway. Tobias, thank you so much for the follow. Happy Sunday and welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hopefully we're doing well, and happy Halloween, by the way. Sometimes I wish my country would celebrate Halloween like they do in the United States and Canada, for example. It does seem like a fun holiday. Okay, just a few more of these and I should be done with this base color. For the second color, however, I am going to use a second layer, just so I don't mess anything up. And if I do that right, then I will merge them together. Oh, wheat cookie. Alright, I will try to remember that wheat cookie. I say that because I am very bad with names. You're welcome and thank you. Man, I wish I had not forgotten to make a Halloween themed overlay for today's stream. Also, I thought about drawing something themed around Halloween, but I couldn't really think of anything particular. Plus, I am very slow to get anything done, so I figured, you know, let's just keep working on what I was already working on. So here we are today, but I did wish, I do wish I had not forgotten to at least make a different overlay for today. I might do it, I might make it later for next year. Okay, and I think this one here is the last one. Save. Yes, that was indeed the last one. Alright. I should make a few more though. Like on the sides, and give these a more roundish appearance. Because again, I am not tracing the screenshot, I am just using it as a reference, as a guide, essentially. And because I'm not drawing everything blocky, it makes no sense to it makes no sense to have everything square. So let's add a few more. There. Let's have one kind of lost over there. Let's add some over here. Another one here. Here. And I am almost done. Just a few more. And we can do a little test with the characters on the screen. And then I can add the other color. Let's have one all the way over here. Big one. Yeah, that should be fine. One in the middle. There. And I think that should be enough. No, let's add one more right here. Okay, now that should be enough. Save. Now let's bring everything back into view and hide the screenshot. Yeah, not bad. Maybe we can use at least another one down here. Yeah, I think this looks nice, guys. Let's hide the elements again. Just hide just the pickaxe. The creeper can stay there. He's not bothering anyone. I mean, do creepers ever bother anyone? Alright. Let's name this layer Diamonds Base, because it's the base color. And let's make a new layer above those. And let's actually make the torch visible, so I can have it as my guideline. not exactly guideline, but you know what I mean, for the light source. Now then, the light source. Let's see. I mean the second color. Let's add it. I hope I am doing this right. See, this is what I was talking about in regards to where I should be drawing, where should I be applying the second color. If we look on the screenshots, we will see that the shine on these diamonds is actually on the top of every single one of these diamonds. While here I am actually drawing them on the side. So if I were to follow the screenshot, I would be drawing the shine over here instead of over here. But again, light source is on the side, not on the top. So because the light source is on the side, the shine also has to be on the side. Now this part is actually going to require even more care and attention than the first color. Because I must not go beyond the boundaries of the first color. I don't have to be 100% accurate, but I definitely cannot go over. Also gotta bear in mind the thickness of the lines, because I must respect the perspective of everything. Otherwise, it is not going to look natural. And like I always say, I don't try to achieve realism. What I do want to try and strive for is naturalism. Is not quite the term, but I think it does describe what I try to do here. Well, basically I just try to make things look natural. That's what I mean. This one does not look good. Let's draw it again. Okay, it's a bit better now. A little bit better, but it'll be fine for now. There. Let's be very gentle with that one there. Now this is a big one. I wonder how many diamonds Silver and Thunder Skies would manage to get out of these ores if they were using Fortune 3 enchantment on their pickaxes. Well, if their pickaxes were not stone pickaxes, that is. Which is interesting because the picture here kind of gives the idea that they were going to mine these diamonds with stone pickaxes. And if you guys have ever played Minecraft, you know that you can't use a stone pickaxe to mine diamonds. This actually kind of opens the door a little bit for a potential sequel to this picture. One where either the creeper has exploded and everything has been ruined, including the diamonds, or another one where they somehow managed to do something about the creeper, and the creeper didn't explode, or if it did, it didn't hurt them and didn't break the diamond ores. And then they tried to mine the diamonds with the stone pickaxes, and the ore just breaks without dropping any diamonds. Yeah, there's some potential there. Maybe the future I think this idea through and make a sequel. Maybe. But for now, I just want to finish this and prepare it to use it as a your character here commission. No idea if anyone will want to buy this one, but hopefully. That surely would be helpful. Yeah. In a way, what I'm doing here in itself is already a sort of hard shading. Because hard shading essentially consists of you drawing areas, redrawing areas, I mean, using the same color as the main color, but at a different intensity of shade, not shading, of luminosity. So for shadows, I would be using a darker shade of this blue here. For lighting, for the lighter areas, I'm using this lighter shade. Yeah, that's basically what the hard shading is. What is this looking like so far? Not bad, actually. I should probably save already. I haven't saved in a while. There we go, saved. Always remember to save your progress frequently, my friends. Whatever you're doing, always save your progress frequently. That is very important. You never know when something might go bad. Either a power outage, your program crashing. Yeah, it happens. I went a little bit overboard with this one. Not too bad, but let's do a little bit of fixing there. Okay, so stuff like this is one of the reasons why it is important that I have pen pressure working fine on Photoshop. Because as you can see, sometimes I am drawing some lines that appear to be smaller than the size of the brush that I am using. And the way that I am achieving that is by applying less pressure to the pen against my tablet. I am holding the pen against the tablet very lightly to make these thin lines here. If I click on OBS right now, for example, for some reason, it will kill pen pressure here on Photoshop, which means I will have to restart the program. But if that happens, what it's going to look like is, instead of making lines like this, for example, if I start pressing lightly and I increase the force that I apply here, you see how the line goes from thin to thicker until it reaches the maximum thickness of the brush. What would happen instead is that if I try to do this, it would draw just a thick line like this, and that would be a problem. Thankfully, one that could be fixed, that can be fixed rather, by simply restarting Photoshop. I do wish I knew, however, why this issue happens when I click on OBS. How many more of these are there? About half. I forgot one right here. They don't seem to be missing any diamond on this side, which is good because I have started moving to the back over there. Now this here's a big one, so it receives more pressure from my pan. Yeah. That seems fine. Let's do something quite similar with this one. There we go. Here's another big diamond. I went overboard. Let's make this thinner and thinner. There. Same thing up here. Let's use this brush for the eraser so I can make some corrections right here. There. Down here is fine. Let's work on these up here. This one is going to require a much smaller brush to correct this little one, as well as this one. Start this one over. Because my first attempt was unsuccessful. There. I have a feeling that in order to make the perspective work a little better with these diamonds, I might have to use a little bit of what is it called? When you press Ctrl T, there's these options here. I might have to use perspective, distortion, and or skewing. Maybe some warping too. The ground of the cave is, after all, not completely flat. I went overboard right there. It actually does not look so bad. One up here, I almost forgot about this one. now I can move to the side. Hey, these are the last ones. Wonderful. Now this here is a big diamond, so let's apply more force. Just like so. Yeah. This one is also big, but not as big. Let's take it easy. Much smaller one. So let's be gentle. Change the size of this eraser to number 4. Number 4 is a good in-between. It is literally in between. But I mean in terms of size. Good in between brush number 3 and brush number 5. With a proper usage of pen pressure, brush number 4 on the eraser allows me quite a lot of precision actually. More than brush number 5 and more than brush number 3. Yep. Just a handful to go. Add a little one there. This is a big one. Let's make a big one here. There. This kind of looks, almost looks like a mustache. Like I could draw. Let's change colors here. Actually, not change colors. There. Pick the brush. There. Oh, that's a mustache. That's a face. But yeah, let's do the correction here real quick. And 2 more to go. Actually 3, my bad. I will need to hide the line arts for the cave for a moment, because there was a line right here on top of this diamond. That was getting my way. Now this last one, and I should be done with at least the beginning of the diamonds. Okay, does look like though that's all the diamonds. Let's make everything that I hid visible again. Yeah, this does look fine. Does look fine. What happens if I give this a little bit of opacity? Let's not. Let's name this layer diamonds color 2. Save again. And thank you, Torpedo. I really hope that it is going to look far better when I effectively finish the cave. If I can just finish the cave, it should look like, I don't know, maybe 90% better than this. Let's see, what shall be the next thing? I am not done with these diamonds. I am definitely not done, but I don't think I should touch them now. Bloomy! So nice to see you here. Happy Sunday, happy Halloween, and welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. I do feel like it is time I start shading everything. However, I am really not sure how to do the shading on the cave itself. I know I did say that I will be using hard shading, but that's the thing, I don't know how to apply hard shading to the cave. I know how to do that for the characters, but I'm not sure how to do that for the cave itself. I have ever only used soft shading for backgrounds. Did you know? I could actually, and this should not be much of a problem, I might have to redraw at least half of the cave, however, separate this section over here from this section over here, but maybe might be a better idea if I do a blending of styles. And I know for a fact, because I have done this before and it works, I know for a fact that if I do it right, mix soft shading with hard shading can work. The problem that I think I would probably have would be the characters, at least the characters themselves, because let me show you two recent examples of a mix of hard shading with soft shading. These two here. And let's open one where there's only soft shading. So this here is one example of soft shading with hard shading. As you can see here, for more contrast, because there's so much light coming from the fire this dragon is breathing, I did apply hard shading and lighting over here. You can see a very well defined bright green here going across his lips. Then we can see soft lighting going beyond that well defined line. So we have hard lighting and soft lighting, and then on the back here, for contrast of the shadows, we have hard shading followed by soft shading right here, while the rest of him is all using soft shading. So here, soft lighting right there, soft shading right there. And I didn't do it very well on this picture, so it kind of looks strange. There's someone on his mane there as well. But here's another far more recent example where I did try to blend both styles, and on this one it actually worked really well. So if I go here on his face, actually his face has no soft shading, or no hard shading or lighting, but right here on the back of his jaw, I do believe I have used hard shading right here on this area. The thing is, I blended that with soft shading, and I did it very right on this one, so it looks really natural, I believe. Here's another example. This darkness down here on the bottom of his chest, as well as on the back of this front leg here as well, and this one here, That's hard shading. Also the bottom, the base of his tail, that's hard shading. That's hard shading that softens on the edge, and then I applied soft shading and soft lighting. So this is basically, I'm gonna dare say, the perfect blend of soft with hard shading. And it worked really well on this picture. But I think it only worked well because the whole thing uses mostly soft shading. And if we compare with one that has only soft shading, you can certainly tell the difference. Well, actually, I lied. This one does not have only soft shading. It does have a little bit of soft shading. I had to use some for some of the shadows being cast. But overall, most of this is just soft shading. And it is far more subtle. But my concern is that even if I can do a perfect blending like I did with this one, this is not something that I can easily replicate for every time I have to redraw the characters. And you guys must remember, I want to use this picture as my first your character here type of commission. So I must, that is actually the reason why I decided to use hard shading for the characters. Because if I am going to be redrawing the characters for this picture every time, I mean several times, hopefully anyway, I don't know if anyone will want to buy this commission. If I am going to redraw the characters, I must make the shading and lighting easy to replicate every time I redo them. Not that soft shading is difficult to redo, but this is the kind of shading that if you get it right on one picture, that's it. You only make it that perfect once. If I were to try and redraw this picture here today, for example, if I were to try and redo all of the shading again, it would not, I assure you, it would not turn out as good as it turned out on this one. Maybe I could manage to make it better, but not like this. It would not turn out like this. Let's say, for example, if I wanted to sell this picture as a your character here commission. So I don't know. Let's say, for example, someone called Bob, who has a dragon character as well. He bought a slot in this picture. So what I would do is I would draw another dragon in place of this one here. The whole picture, the whole background, everything would be the exact same, but the dragon would be different. I would have to do the shading for the dragon, for the new dragon, all over again from scratch. And using soft shading, I would definitely, and I know this for a fact because I have tried this before, I would for a fact have a hard time trying to make the shading and lighting on that new dragon look as good as it does on this one, and therefore I would have a problem trying to make that match, that shading on the new dragon match the shading on the background. It would just not look right. So that is the reason why I decided to go with hard shading on this one here. Because if I am to redo the shading and lighting on the characters a few times over, there's no way I can go wrong with hard shading. There's just no way. But that's the thing. If I am to blend, if I am to do the background with soft shading and only hard shading on the characters without applying any sort, yeah, that's right, any sort of hard shading and hard lighting on these two here. I mean, if I apply just hard shading and hard lighting on them without applying any sort of softness to that shading and lighting on them, like I did for Breathing Out, which is this picture here, that will be something that I would not be able to replicate a few times over for different characters. It would never look right again. That is the kind of shading and lighting that I can only get right once. So this imposes a little bit of a conundrum, because it is now I am now at an intersection basically, because this is the point where I have to decide how exactly am I gonna go with the shading of the background. Because like I said, I can make the background all soft shaded. That should not be difficult to make. It should look good. But without applying any sort of softness to the shading of the characters, there will be a glaring clash of styles. And that will not work out. Actually, I have a picture where I did draw a cave. And where is that? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, this one. So in this one, the character is in a cave. I did do some hard shading here, not as much as I probably could / should have. But the little that I did, which I think was on the chest here and on the darker areas of the character, I also applied soft shading. So the hard shading ends on one part, and then I soften that edge and apply soft shading. So it works. Now imagine if this character was not soft shaded. It was all hard, very well defined lines for the darkness right here on his snout, for example, and lightness over here. But everything else was soft shaded. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense, but it would clash. So either I make everything only hard shaded, or I make everything only soft shaded, in which case I would then have problems drawing different characters with soft shading, because the soft shading and lighting would just not look right a second time. So the answer obviously is draw a hard shading for the cave. Now the new question then is, how the frick do I hard shade a cave? I never did that before. I will figure it out. There is a way, and I will figure it out. I don't know what way it is yet, but I will figure it out. What might help me is if maybe I start with the characters. Maybe. Though I am far more tempted to do the cave first. But before I do, I do feel like I need to make a little change to those diamonds. So let's say if this is alpha 3, because what I'm going to do next does involve a significant amount of change. So let's merge these layers together. Name it to just diamonds. There we go. That's just diamonds. Let's hide the characters. And let's use distortion. Interpolation is set to bicubic smoother, so good. I want to try and improve the perspective. Maybe warp actually. Now skew. No, not skew. Distort. No, let's not apply distortion. I think it all will work out if I use just warping. I hope so anyway. Okay, Torpedo, thank you so much for joining the stream today. I hope you have enjoyed. Sleep well, have a very good night, and an awesome week. And like I said before, Dream of dragons. I wish I would dream of dragons more often. Believe it or not, I actually rarely ever do. I think if I dreamt of dragons 3 times is what it was in the last 10 years, it was way too much. You're welcome and thank you. Have a good one. Okay, this might be enough. Let's apply and make the characters visible again. Let's see, without warping, with warping, without, with, without, with, without, with. Yeah, with warping works better. Because now, the diamonds, they are respecting, quote unquote, the curvature of the cave a little more. So that helps make them look a little more natural. Let me experiment with a few effects. What if I apply some satin? Let's change its angle. Wait. Yeah, am I doing this right? Okay, let's put it over here. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's increase the size. No, let's decrease the size. Let's increase the distance. No, that looks strange. This here should be fine. I'm not convinced by this. Let's try perhaps drop shadow. No. Outer glow. Well, I suppose I could make them glow, but it's diamonds. It doesn't make sense. Bevel and emboss. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Is this the angle at which the light is coming from? Seems to be. Okay, let's change the soften and the size. Oh yeah, this might work. What about the altitude? Let's change that. Okay. Let's increase the angle a bit. And now the altitude. Soften this a little bit more. Okay, that's maximum softness. Alright, let's keep the size at 10. And apply. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep that. Now, what I have just done here, it resembles a lot soft shading. Maybe I should make the shading this a little more hard. So let's reduce the soften. And let's change the color of the dark part to a darker shade of that blue. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's a bit better. I keep hearing a banging noise in the background. I'm not sure what that is. That is annoying me though. Save. What happens if I change the blending mode over here? That looks like water. That looks even more like water. Very interesting. Color. Now that looks like a bunch of coal. I think that looks like dirt. Yeah, okay. There isn't all that much that I can change with the blending mode over here to improve the appearance of those diamonds, is there? Doesn't look like it. Let's compare lighten with normal. I see no difference. Let's zoom into those diamonds. Yeah, there is barely any difference. Actually, I think with with normal, it looks better. Okay, let's keep that then. Let's see. Let's save. Cave color. Yeah, I really have no idea how I am going to do the hard shading on the cave. This is something that I think I might need a whole week to think about. I might need to do a few tests on a different, on another file at some point. What if I just take a darker shade of the base color of the cave and actually, what if instead, let me try this. Let's take that color, let's make it lighter, and let's add yellow. Let's make it a little brighter. Now, Habit keeps telling me to use a soft brush to do this here, but I am not using soft shading. Let's try with hard brush. Actually, let's not. Let's instead use the selection tool. Let's hide these characters for a moment. Wait, not the torch. Let's draw an oval like this and fill it with color. This color that I have just set. Okay, so that's something. That's it's a warp. Warp a bit because of the shape of the cave. I have no idea what I'm doing, for the record. I know I say this quite often, but I actually don't know what I'm doing. You know, let's not warp anything yet. Let's duplicate this layer. have it go below. Let's increase its size. So, yeah, sure. Make it darker. Actually, let's lock the layer in and instead sample a new color. I need something that goes from yellowish to gray, because that should be the transition between the light of the flame torch to the darkness of the cave itself. What if I give this some opacity? Like 50% there and 50% here. That's not bad, actually. Right. Very soon I'm gonna need to maybe make a new selection, or I can instead, well, first let's not have opacity on these yet. There. Let's make this darker and grayer. Let's hide the characters for now. Okay, now there's a problem here. I can't just drag the brush around because it creates these waves. Those waves are not intended, they are not supposed to be there. Let's duplicate this layer then instead. And increase its size again. Color it that new color I have selected. Now, in terms of perspective, this is very wrong. But I think I am experimenting at first. I don't know what I'm doing. I know I always say this, but that is the truth. Okay. Let's bring this layer 6 to the top over here. And I need some lighting on the ceiling. Like something like this, for example. Let's try with a selection. Kind of like this. Okay, let's bring this to the ceiling. Where did it go? Oh, it's back on the bottom. And okay, this here should be fine. Let's add this color. And actually, let's add the color down here. And I'll move the whole thing. Okay, let's align with the torch. There's a very ugly bug on my keyboard. Let me get rid of that thing. Bugs bug me. Oh, great. It fell inside the keyboard. Wonderful. I'll dry. Why must this happen? There we go. I just need to make myself comfortable on my chair again. Okay. I should name these layers already, but I don't know if I'm keeping them. For now, let's not bother with that. Let's make this darker. See how I'm slowly bringing the colors to gray. Let's move the layer up a bit. One more of these. There, that's enough. And now almost all the way to gray. Okay, let's bring the characters back into view. Yeah, that's not so bad actually. That's not so bad. It kind of gives me some leverage to get started in the rest of the cave. Because here we have the essentially all the light the torch is giving. Well, not all of it, but I gotta do some on the wall. Well, over here too. Okay, let's save this for now. And I should group, excuse me, I should group all of these. Let's call them torch, light, select them, drop them in there. Very good. Let's not do anything with that group for now. Let's name this layer Cave Base Color. I hate when they do this. Let's make a new layer above that. And let's use this, no, this color on the walls. Let's hide both, all three characters actually. Is it going to help if I use an airbrush for this? Is this here an airbrush? The airbrush option? Always use pressure for opacity. And off, brush preset controls... what? Controls pressure. I see. Well, the thing is, there is no actual airbrush for the hard brushes. And if I just drag the brush around at this size, it goes like that. See, it leaves those waves. Also, I don't know what I'm doing. That's because the size of this brush is very large. If I use a smaller brush, and essentially just draw the outline of the area I want to lead up with this color. I can fill in the rest later with the help of the selection tool. Well, the magic wand actually. What if, let's see. I did not mean to make this curve over here. Okay. Select, invert the selection and color the inside. There is not much of a big deal if the edges here are not very perfect, because this is supposed to be on a rocky surface after all. But those bigger waves that I was showing you moments ago, those are bad. I honestly don't really know what I'm doing. I might be on the right track. I'm just not sure. Also, all of this should be colored with this color. Or should it? If I make a new layer below this, and use a darker shade of that same color, and now draw more stuff. Going like this, for example. Follow this line here. The best of my ability. Let's invert the selection. Fill that color. Guys, I might be onto something. I might be onto something here. I might be onto something. Let's make a new unnamed layer. Make this even darker. Yeah. Let's hide these for now. Follow this line. Not quite like that. Not quite like that. There. That'll do. Okay. Now, let's make another one here. And this time I'm going to sample the base color and make that one darker. That's too dark. Okay, that's that should be good for a start. Now here I do want some waves. Okay. So the same thing for this other side over here. Also, there should be light over here, and I kind of feel like this should be a little more to the side. Here. And need to hide this torch. It's obscuring my view. Okay, here. Let's make it around like so. And I think this layer can be on the same one as this one. Yeah. Let's make a new one over both of these. And use a darker shade of this same color here. That's too dark. That should work. There. And over here. Oh, let's redo this one. Gotta keep the shape of the cave in mind. There. Select, invert, let's use a larger brush. Fill in with a color. Didn't close there, crap. There. I am definitely onto something. I am definitely onto something. Oh. Okay. It is kind of an abstract shading, but so far it seems to be working. Let's save this. Okay, now of course we can't see the line art of the cave over there, so we don't really see the shape of the cave over there. That's fine because all I gotta do is darken up the line art on that area. So like if I do this, for example, except for the torch in the way, now it becomes more visible. So that's something that I would do in the future. Maybe one more shade of darkness over there. And this should be done with the colors for the cave. So let's swap these. Sample this one. Make it darker. Can't be much darker. Like that. And hold on. Now I gotta follow this line art. There's a line going right here. This is defining the curve of this tunnel, and that belongs to this wall. So there needs to be more color, lighter colors over here. That is something that I will have to work on. Oops, where am I going with that? But for now, let's not bother with it. Yeah. Also, I might need to add some more lightness on this wall over here. Not to mention that I have to change the shape of these circles on the floor and the ceiling of the cave, because right now they are not respecting the shape of the cave itself. For the time being, let's leave it like this. Let's save it as a PNG file for sampling reasons, and let's compare the progress that I have made today with the progress that I have made on the last time I worked on this. I can close this. Okay, so this is what I have done last Sunday and how it was when I started the stream today, and this is now. Whoa! That looks so much better. I still don't know what I'm doing about the background, but it is looking so much better. I am going to end the stream here today, however, because I'm hungry. Besides, we are nearing 4 hours of stream now. But hey, I am quite happy with the progress that I have made here so far. This is looking quite fine, I do dare say. Nice. So yeah, guys, remember, I stream every week on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I play a different game every week on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I draw live on Sundays, just like today. The streams on Wednesdays, they are always in Portuguese, and they should start at 8 p.m. No, sorry. Yeah, that's right. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. On Sundays, they should start at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. But apparently, daylight saving times is about to kick in most countries. Some apparently already have it, so I have to review those times to make sure I am actually giving you the proper times. But if in doubt, take what time it is in New York as a reference. That is the same time that I stream on. That is the same time as my local time. What else? Oh yeah, the streams on Fridays and Sundays are in English, because I mentioned this because I said the streams on Wednesdays are in Portuguese, so there's that. I now have a Discord server, so if you guys would like to join, you can. However, it is currently limited to members of the art group Dragon Realms on DeviantArt and subscribers to my Twitch channel here on Twitch. So if you are one of those, there's a link below the stream. So just scroll down and you should be able to join from there. I will be opening the server for the public in general very soon, but for this first moment, it's only for members of the group or subscribers. And what else? Yeah, I think that's gonna be all for today, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching the stream today. I hope you have enjoyed. And yeah, thank you so much for your presence. Have a great Halloween if you're still going to trick or treat, or if not, have a good one anyway, or whatever's left of it. It might be Monday for some already. But yeah, until we meet again on the next stream, have a great week. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good one. Dream of dragons.
Some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find your feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't try. Don't bet on taking trips because they'll turn your trips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. So truths can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let them on my opinion of such enough. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the fact that if you could fix the failings of the current paradigm, we would have a hero who's supposed to be elusive and on time. Just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, you know. So bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the year. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let it mar my opinion. Stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just grow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on